Bonjour, whistle watchers. Now, this week we're going to be looking at how Joe Marler assisted in a try. We're looking at Romain Taofifénua and Peter O'Mahony's yellow card, and also Sarah Cox is out in France again.
Oh no, that's not for me.
All to come on Whistle Watch. Another big weekend of Rugby World Cup games, and let's start off with the France-Uruguay. What we're looking at now, is there any mitigation? Just remember what we spoke about before, if the tackle is always illegal, then mitigation plays no part in it. So here, the TMO feels that the actions was legal. So he believes that he was in the process of making what would have been a legal tackle, and then the mitigation is a change in height by the ball carrier, and the tackler has made an effort to go low. So we have the mitigation, bringing it down from a red card to a yellow card. Now just remember, if we have foul play, we do have contact with the head, it doesn't always mean it's a red card. If the TMO or the referee or the bunker feels that the degree of danger was not high, then we could still end up with a yellow card. So it doesn't always have to be a red card. It's also to do with the degree of danger as well. Now, a lot of people are thinking that there should be more than a yellow card. So it all comes down to what you feel. Do you feel that the tackler was in the process of making a legal tackle, and if so, the mitigation comes in and we'll end up with a yellow card? If you felt that the tackler was never in the process of making legal tackles, so his actions are always illegal, then the mitigation doesn't play a part. But in this instance, the officials felt that there was mitigation, and we have landed up with a yellow card. De Groot, yellow card for New Zealand, upgraded to red. So we have all the actions of a player: upright tackle, foul play, contact to the head, high degree of danger. If you feel that the degree of danger is not really high, then this type of action could have been downgraded or could have been kept at the yellow card if the officials felt, well, there is illegal actions, there is contact with the head, but we don't have a high degree of danger, then we have a yellow card. But in this instance, they've looked at it, they felt there was a high degree of danger, and hence why the yellow card then was upgraded to a red on this occasion. Let's have a look at the yellow card for Peter O'Mahony in Ireland, Tonga. An interesting stat here for you. It is Ireland's first yellow card in about 14 months, I believe. Woof, that is some discipline, isn't it? Now, what happens here? The player feels that it's a maul. So if the maul is formed and it goes to ground, the player can continue to hold on to the ball to the play. He doesn't have to roll away because the maul has gone to ground. If it's a tackle, then you have to release and you have to roll away. So in the instance here, the referee feels it's a tackle and he communicates tackle, which means Peter O'Mahony now has to release and roll away. If it was a maul, he wouldn't have to do. It's a little bit complicated, this area, because technically a maul is formed when you have a ball carrier, a teammate and a defender. So you only need 3 players, 2 from the ball carrying side and 1 from the defending side, on their feet around the ball. What we don't want is to referee technically and have a maul formed once we just have 3 players, or we're just going to have a stop-start game. So if it's dynamic, we have 3 players, it's dynamic and it goes to ground, the referee will always referee this as a tackle, and quite rightly so. So there you are. I hope that clears up a little bit of that for you. A couple of interesting questions in the Australia-Fiji game coming from some of you. Now let's look at the quick throw-in, which resulted in a gain in ground. Was it legal or not? Now, it's all to do where the ball goes into touch. So in this instance, the ball goes into touch outside the 22-metre line. So even though the player then goes inside the 22-metre line to throw the quick throw-in, it's irrelevant. It's all to do where the ball went into touch. So he could have run back 10 metres towards his own goal line, chucked it in. It would still mean that it was carried back, even though he sort of carried it back in touch rather than actually carrying it back in the field of play. So in this occasion, it should not have been a gain in ground. It should have been a line out from when the ball went into touch. Now, one that has got a few of you scratching your heads, actually after the ball hit the head, and that was in the England-Japan game. First of all, there's no knock-on. So the ball is passed to a player who tries to go and catch it, and the ball is travelling backwards. It then hits the head of Joe Marler, and it travels forward, so nothing illegal in that. Now, what a player can't do is deliberately head the ball. That is against the spirit of the game. So Joe Marler here, he doesn't deliberately try to head the ball. Quick thinking by Courtney Laws. He was onside, means he can pick the ball up because he's not offside. Very good refereeing here as well, because sometimes it's naturally to think the ball has gone forward, you will blow the whistle. The referee is concentrating, he's focusing, he realizes, oh, this could be okay, and he lets them score the try and then goes to check to see what happens. So, what do we always tell players? Never stop until you hear the whistle. And the same applies for the referee as well here. Good thinking by Courtney Laws and good refereeing as well to let it play to see what happens. And that's it for Whistle Watch this week. There'll be more next week, I'm sure. Right then, let's have a look at your Emirates fans questions. My favourite part of the week, actually. Now, we've got a lot of cover on Whistle Watch this week, so we may only have time to answer one or two of them. Let's start with at the second row. Now, I know that a try can be called back up until the restart. Does a water break count as we moved on, in reference to the Ireland-Tonga game? If the water break has happened before the restart, then I would say yes, you could call it back up until the restart. But I would think that during that water break that they would have enough time to decide whether they need to call it back or not. At Ray Freinas. Hello, Nigel. I was surprised that the officials allowed Australia try against Fiji, because it seemed to be that the turnover on the floor was illegal. So if you tackle a player and you go to ground, the tackler can do nothing with that ball. The ball carrier can place a ball, throw it off the floor, whatever he wants to do, as long as it does it immediately. But the tackler cannot do nothing with that ball. So if you feel the tackler did that illegally by playing the ball off the ground after they went to ground, then it should be a penalty against Australia. If you felt the tackler had stolen possession of the ball, then the tackler has the ball, which means he could do that. But I think in this instance, it looks to me like the Fijian player is still in possession, and therefore the tackler is not allowed to do anything with that ball. And there we are, only time to answer a couple of your questions this week, so thanks very much for sending them in, and keep sending them in and I'll answer more next week, I'm sure. Sarah Cox is still in France on a whistle-stop tour, showing you all the places at Emirates tips for travel. And this week, I've sent Sarah to a favourite spot of mine in Lyon.
Welcome, Nigel, to the sunny delights of Lyon. Welcome to La Halle de Lyon. And Lyon is famous for its food. So we're in no better place to find ourselves than a massive food court. I'm not even sure what they are, but they look amazing. They look like they're going to satisfy my sweet tooth. There's always something to try. Oh no, that's not for me. Well, look at them. They're 74 euros a kilo. Walked into this poor man's shop and he's decided that he's going to let me try some things. So this could either go really, really well or really, really badly. Merci.
Languedoc, south of France.
Oh, that smells delightful. Oh wow. It is fruity, isn't it? Yeah. Very, very easy to drink. Amazing. I know what we need to try. We need to try truffle cheese. Bonjour. Do you eat this, the rind? You eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Mm.
The rosette?
Yep.
Rosette. Classic Lyon.
Oh, classic Lyon.
Classic.
Yeah.
What do you prefer now? Jesus or rosette?
Rosette, that was fabulous. We're going to try a couple here, but I highly recommend that you guys come down here and try this out for yourselves as well. A double espresso over ice, basically. Amazing. Oh wow! Just your classic cappuccino. So that's me wrapping things up here in the food market. Nigel, I've managed to eat my own body weight in local cuisine, so it's back to you while I go for a snooze. Whew.
But that makes me a bit nostalgic of my time refereeing in Lyon, lovely place. And all you Australia and Wales fans who are there this week, go visit there. You love it, I'm sure. And that's it for Whistle Watch this week. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back next week for more. And as the French say, bonne journée.